everyone, how are you? Hope you're all doing fine. It's your girl Massive. You're new, if you're a returning subscriber, thank you for always clicking this girl. Cause anyway, today we're going to talk about something a topic that I've had in my mind for so long, and it's just high time we talk about it. Because anyway, it's almost holidays, and it's quite, if you live in abroad, you know it's quite depressing, and sometimes during holidays, because you know the culture is quite different. But anyway, today we're not talking about that. We're talking about the difference between living in Kenya and living in UK. Because if you don't know, I'm a Kenyan. I just got married and moved over like 3 years ago, and here are some of the similarities that I've thought, and differences also that I've thought is quite much difference. So let's dive into this video. The first topic that we're going to talk about, of course, is about cost of living. Yeah, honey, I know, because most of you may be thinking of coming to work here, or maybe coming to school, or just if you're just diving, just doing your own research. Here's the tea, guy. Living in Kenya, I think, is quite affordable, but it all depends also because wages are quite different. So basically, I was living in Kenya back then, and I was working, and I remember I was earning something like $300. That's how much I was earning in Kenya. And for one bedroom, it just depends where you're living in, because in Kenya it's very different. Of course, status matter. There's the part that the rich people stay, and there's the part that a little bit, and now the ghetto part that people who don't work or people who are struggling live in. So of course, for me, I was earning $300. I used to rent a one-bedroom house for how much was it? It was for, how much was it? I can't even remember. It was for, I think, something like 95 or 100. But right now, I think cost of living has gone up. So I can say that if you're looking to live in Kenya comfortably, you're looking for a $300 house to $500 house for you to live comfortably in Kenya. But here in UK, it's quite different. Yeah, literally, houses are quite expensive. Like renting is very expensive. For me in UK, like you have to have like $1,500 or $2,000 for you to live comfortably in a better house, you see, and also groceries and stuff like that. Because I would think in Kenya is a bit affordable. Groceries, houses, they're a bit affordable, and it all comes down to which part of the town you want to live in. Because here, let's say if you live in London, you're looking for like 2,000, and if you live in the other part, like let's say I live in Essex, so Essex, of course, you're looking for 1,500, maybe 2,000, around there, 1,000. You get a house that is comfortable, but you're not even talking about groceries, because you also need groceries. So I think living in UK is quite like expensive. So for anyone who's looking to come over here, you need to have like some good savings for you to get somewhere comfortable. If not that, maybe share rooms like that. Yeah, rooms, but I don't know about how many rooms, because I have a friend who lives in a share room and she pays kind of like 600. That is, 600 is quite expensive for just a small room, and then you're sharing the whole house with someone else. So I think if you're looking to maybe come to UK, especially now, it's quite hard. Like you just need lots of money for you to survive comfortably in this country. So the next thing is socialization and culture. That's one thing that gave me a bit of surprise, because in Kenya, I think we believe in community. People are so sociable, and people are always in each other's business. Yeah, they always poking you and want to know what your business, what you're doing. But here in UK, like, life is so different. People are just so into themselves. And again, socializing is quite hard. You either go to a cafe or a pub, but you know, not everyone drinks. Not everyone wants to go to a pub. But in Kenya, everywhere you just find people who are interested in your life. In your matatu, we have a matatu culture that if you sit in a matatu, you'll never get bored, because the next person you're seated with, they will not shut their mouth up. They will talk to you. They will want to know your business. They will want to know where you're coming from. They will want to know what you do, where you're going, where you're alighting. But here in UK, it's quite different. You'll sit on that bus, no one will talk to you. Everyone is just so into themselves. And that's one thing that gave me a culture shock and gave me like a little bit of depression, because it's so hard to find friends. And yeah, you get lonely. You really get lonely because everyone into themselves, and it all comes down to maybe hobbies, interest, And I think people prefer being in their houses, just go to work and come back and live in their houses. It's not like in Kenya where like we believe in community and families and relatives, like everyone is just willing to talk to you, and making friends is like this easy. You'll be there the first day, the second day you'll have a friend, have someone calling you to go to a club, to go clubbing or do anything, because they'll just look at your interest. If you're playing a loud music in your room, in your house, they'll come knock you and be like, hey, is there a party today? What is popping? Then boom, you got a friend. So it's like that easy. But here it's really hard, like it's a bit lonely. Yeah, so if you're thinking, please think twice before you move here. You have to have like, at some point of your life, you'll have some little bit of loneliness. And if you're literally alone, you can go down to depression because you don't have anyone to talk to just share anything with. Anyway, let's go to the next one. The next one is work life and balance. Yeah, so let's start with Kenya. Kenya, one thing is finding a job is quite difficult. Most of us have bachelors, most of us masters, PhDs, and then you'll find yourself looking for work so hard and you're not finding a job that you want. But again, if you get that job, you find that it's a bit flexible, because I would say flexible. There are a bit some longer hours. That depends with what industry you're working in. For me specifically, I used to work in tech industry, and I was working from maybe 8 o'clock to 4 o'clock. And then from 4 o'clock, I'm back home, And I'll think, I would never used to work on Saturdays, on Sunday. But here in UK, you find you work, like the work framework is a bit different, because you find there are some sectors you work in maybe different days, and you find the other sectors you're working 9 to 5. And again, the best thing about Kenya is that the weather does not change. So if you come out of work at 4 o'clock, you'll be back home by 6 o'clock. It will still be daylight and you can still do your own stuff. But here, unless it's summer, you find that you go to work with darkness and you come back with darkness. That's how it is. And to work can be a little bit too much, I think. And if you have like flexibility, you're working from maybe different times, like Monday, Thursday, and Friday, you find that even the friends that you want to meet with, they're not working those days. Maybe they're working 9 to 5 and you're working those flexible days. So I think sometimes it's a bit different. And again, you find yourself working so much because, of course, the cost of living is so hard. And savings, you need to have, like, you think about saving, doing stuff. If you want an extra luxury, you'll find yourself working hard for you to save for that a little bit of luxury that you want to do. So yeah, you find yourself you're working so hard, so you don't get time for yourself. So there's literally no work balance in UK. That's what you know. So if you're thinking of coming here, just know like in UK you work. You don't even work smart. You just work. You find yourself you working, unless you're working from home, which is also, yeah, it's still I have a friend who works from home and 2 days go to office, which is still a bit hectic, because that comes down also if you have kids. It'll be hard. It'll be so hard. So in UK you find yourself working so hard so that you can save more maybe and go to holiday and stuff like that. But in Kenya you find yourself you're working just the normal days and you're kind of comfortable with what you're doing. And I think in Kenya we balance our work life way better than we do here in UK. So that's what my views. I don't know what you think, guys. If you're in UK or if you lived in any African country and you moved in UK, please comment below and tell me what you think about work balance in your back home and here in UK. Anyway, let's dive into the second one, the next one. So the next one is about healthcare and education. Wow, that's quite a bit. Yeah, that's quite a bit thing. In UK, but they have good schools. And mind you, the schools are free unless your kid is so tiny. So yeah, if your kid is started grade 1, grade 2, grade 1 to grade 6, I think, and then they do, year 1, year 2, year 3 to year 6, which is the same as Kenya. We do year 1 to year 6 now, and then we go high school. Year 5, then we go to high school at year 6, 7. That's what they're doing right now. But for me, I never had that. I had to 8-4-4. That's what I used to do. You do primary school 8 years, then you do high school 4 years, then you do university 4 years. But right now they're doing like here in UK. In UK we're doing like year 1 till year 5, then high school year 6 to I don't know year what, I can't remember, I don't know exactly. But I think the main thing is that here schools are quite free and are quite kids like you can go to school, you don't need to save for school fees. Like schools are free unless you want to take your kids to a boarding school or you want to take your kid to a private school. But here schools, education in UK is the best education you can ever give your kid. So if you're thinking about that, just know education is good in UK. And like in Kenya, for me at least, my parents were working. My parents were able to give me the best education. Why? Because I went to a private school. I went especially to a boarding school, which I don't advise parents to take their kids to boarding school. Because, yeah, I went to a boarding school when I was 9 years. All my life, till I finished my high school and went to college. I think that's why I have gotten literally learned how to live alone. And as much as I miss home, I don't like miss so much because I got used to living by myself when I was so young. Imagine 9 years and you're living alone. Like you're in boarding school, you don't see your parents. You see your parents just once when you go home. Yeah, that was tough for me. But at least it's something that I think it's a skill I learned, which is not a good one. I think kids need to interact more with their parents like now. But let's not dive about that. So yeah, I'll say that you have to have enough money. You have to have like good money for you to take your kid to a boarding school and to a private school. Yeah, these public schools, they're public schools, but they're not the best public schools that you can. They're not the best. Like you find they're so overpopulated. In a classroom, you can find over 100 or 150 kids. Yeah, tell me, a teacher will not teach 100 or 150 kids in a school, in a class. The kids on the backbenchers, they will not even be listening. So I think school life in Kenya, education, it's a bit like tricky, and you need to have like enough money for you to offer your kid a good education. I'm not saying that primary education is bad, but public schools are bad, but it just comes down to which public school you're taking your kid. But you all know, it's just like America. Public schools are just the best. So yeah, so I think that's one thing. And health is still very expensive in Kenya. You have to have insurance, pay for insurance. If not that, you go to a public hospital, and public hospital, you not be taken care well, be given painkillers and you'll be sent home. Anyway, it's just like here in UK. But yeah, you'll be given painkillers and sent home. But anyway, if you have like, let's say, cancer, diabetes, those big sickness, let me just call them that, you'll find yourself people dying. You find people dying because the poor die in Kenya. That's sad. Most poor people in Kenya die because they don't have the money to get that proper health, you see? That proper medication. Because they don't have money. You have to pay so much for private hospitals for you to get a proper health. Unlike in UK, like health is no private hospital. Yeah, there are private hospitals, but I think if we call NHS, we have NHS here. So NHS will cover if you have cancer, if you like, the doctors are good, the health is good. Doesn't matter if you're rich, you're billionaire or what, you'll call that NHS every day if you want to see your doc. So yeah, I'll say that health is a bit different. Like back home, it's quite expensive. Here, you just need to pay your NHS, then you're good. And you're entitled to health, free health. So yeah, I'll say that things like education and health in UK are the best. In Kenya, you need to pay for that, for you to get a quality one. Anyway, let's go to the next one. The next one is the best part. Food, honey. We love food. So one thing that when I came to UK was like, I got surprised because, as you know, I'm married to a white guy. They don't even like green vegetables. I even don't know if there are so much green vegetables, unless broccoli. But find ourselves not eating, like even now I've gotten used to not even eating most of the green leafy vegetables. I find myself eating either broccoli, carrots, which is also okay. And the food is a bit greasy. They love potatoes, they love their chips, they love their bread. Yeah, I think something that I've adapted now, and I have this chubby chips, chubby cheeks. But yeah, that's one thing that I have noticed. Food is not like that much diverse. Mostly it's all about fast food, what we call back in Kenya pizza and all that stuff, frozen food. Like, yeah, people don't like that cooking from scratch. Food is not like fresh, like super fresh. Unlike back home, back home. That is, back home is just everything. You find like these leafy greens. There are variety of leafy greens. Yeah, honey, we call them morenda. And you're from Kenya, right? There are so much leafy greens, and leafy greens are just so good for iron and stuff. Because I came here, then after some time I was like, I don't have iron and I have to start taking iron tablets. I would say that, and the vegetables are fresh. You find we have like someone called, like you see these stores, that outdoor stores, we have so many of them, and those, we call them mama bogas, vegetable mothers, and it translated in English. Yeah, so you find that they go every day to the shamba to get fresh products to come and sell, like every day, which is quite amazing because you eat something fresh. Everything, potatoes, from carrots, from cabbages, from kale, spinach, you find it's all fresh. From even mangoes, oranges, avocados, you find it's from the tree. That's how not natural health, that's how food in Kenya is. It's all fresh, it's all delicious, bananas and everything. Unlike in UK, where we don't have GMOs, but we have like food is imported from different countries, which is not fresh. In Kenya, you get fresh food and variety of meats. Our meat is good, our chicken is good. Like, I think food in back home is like bit, like we eat more healthier than we eat in UK. That's one thing. Like, so health. And I miss back home. I miss Kenyan food, because sometimes I can cook like meat here and I'm always complaining to my husband like, oh, this meat does not taste like back home. And then my husband is like, what do you mean? It tastes the same. And I'm like, no, honey, no, it doesn't taste the same. It's different. A banana is different. Yeah, that's how different back home is. Food is gold. Is good here, I'll say. So you can come over here, please. I think you need to look for African shops. But anyway, yeah, so that's what I think. I don't know what you guys think about UK. If you're watching me from UK, comment below. If you're British or American or anything, comment below and tell me what you think. If you've traveled and gone to a different country, just tell me how you found their food and what you think about your food here. So yeah, so that's the thing. And again, I'll say that I grew up eating like cooked food when I was a kid, but here you find people are eating chicken nuggets, frozen chips for the kids and stuff like that. I never had that. My mom never even allowed me to eat fried food. I had to eat vegetables before I ate the main food, and if I don't finish my vegetable on my plate, my mom would whip me properly. Even in boarding school, that's what the teachers were. You have to finish your vegetables before you dive into your main food. So literally, you see, that's the difference. We eat a bit healthy back home than we eat here in UK. Anyway, let's go to the last one. Let's go to the last one. So, adapting. Wow, yeah. The last one is adapting. How did I, especially me, because I came here, like adaptation is really hard. Because in UK, you don't find like open hands. People are waiting for you to just teach you things, teach you the street life and stuff like that. You don't find that. You find yourself, you're into your house. Most of the time, you're just alone. And again, the weather is so sad. Like, there are seasons. We don't get that back home. So, like, it's just so different. Literally so different. And I think everything in UK is a bit different from back home. People talk, where you shop, where you take your buses and stuff like that. But back home, if you're British and you move to Kenya, you find people like welcoming. Like, you just land in Kenya, the first day, the second day, you live in a certain apartment, people will be like welcoming to you, want to show you where we shop, want to show you where we take our buses, want to show you like everything. They want to teach you the street life, because they are that, like, we're bubbly back home, we are so sociable, and we accepting. And like here in UK, we will literally accept you in like our own. And then we will try to teach you. We love teaching to strangers our language also, which is Swahili. So it will be like, it will be like fun. We will like be enjoying teaching you our language, enjoy teaching you our culture, because we think it's something which is interesting. And we not be like looking you differently. But unlike here in UK, you come here and everyone is like, especially for me, I live in somewhere which is like so much white. Yeah. And you find people like kind of bit staring, and like they think that I don't know what they think in their mind, but that's how hard it is. Not everyone. You find some people are so friendly, but you find others are like surprised of you and anything. They just want to ask you so many silly questions, which is not bad. But yeah, so that's the difference. Adaptation in UK is a bit harder than back home. So if you're British and looking to go back to Kenya, oh, you're looking to go to Kenya to visit, girl, just move in. Security, everything, you get here there. You get people so bubbly, everyone will be welcoming, everyone will be want to show you everything in town. I want to teach you all Swahili and everything. Unlike if you're Kenyan or African, want to move to abroad, to UK, you'll learn the hard way. You'll have to learn the hard way. You'll have to use your Google map and Google everything for you to learn your way in this country. Anyway, thank you so much. Comment below if you're from a different country, or you're from British, or you're from America, wherever you're watching from. Just comment below and tell me what you think about where you live. If you moved to a different country, or you're still in Kenya, or you're still in Africa, just comment below. If you want to move to a different here in this country, just comment below what you think. If you think I've missed anything, if you have any question, any curiosity, just comment below and ask me anything. I'm willing to share some of the tips and tips of living abroad, being alone in a certain country alone. And if you want me to dive into another topic, please comment below and I'll be willing to do that. Because of course, living abroad is not easy, especially now holidays are coming and we have different culture. Like here, they do different culture on Christmas from back home, and it can be really difficult. Even the foods can be difficult. So comment below, just tell me how you adapted to your country, where you moved, and what you think. Anyway, thank you so much. I'll see you in my next video. Bye. Make sure you comment and give me the thumbs up.